As the election draws nearer, Project 2025, the conservative blueprint for a potential second Trump term, has come under scrutiny, and for good reason. Despite Trump's sudden claim that he, quote, knows nothing about Project 2025, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Trump is intimately and extensively tied to it. He's mentioned more than 300 times throughout the document, and according to a CNN count, at least 140 people involved with Project 2025 once worked for Donald Trump. And roughly two-thirds of the authors and editors involved in the plan served in the Trump administration. The Heritage Foundation, the conservative think tank behind Project 2025, proudly touts, quote, 1 year after taking office, President Trump and his administration have embraced nearly two-thirds of the policy recommendations from the Heritage Foundation's mandate for leadership. So Project 2025, I'm traveling right now, so I'm not carrying it with me. But when you see my copy of it, you can see that the actual title of it is Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise. It isn't some wild conservative wish list. It is 900-plus pages of super-specific policy proposals with plans for how to carry them out. It includes instructions on whom to appoint and what values those appointees should have. It lays out a vision for how to concentrate power into the executive branch, how to deregulate, decrease social services, abandon any effort toward combating climate change in favor of the fossil fuel industry, and it aims to push conservative Christian values onto every aspect of American life. And so it is vitally important that we, all of us, understand this plan and understand what's at stake. Which is why, starting today on Velshi, we are taking you inside Project 2025. Every weekend, every time I'm on TV, I'm going to dig into these pages and parse exactly what is in this mandate. Today, we're kicking it off with abortion and reproductive rights. Abortion is mentioned 199 times through Project 2025. The foreword to the entire thing reads, quote, the Dobbs decision is just the beginning. Conservatives in the states and in Washington, including the next conservative administration, should push as hard as possible to protect the unborn in every jurisdiction in America. In particular, the next conservative president should work with Congress to enact the most robust protections for the unborn that Congress will support while deploying existing federal powers to protect innocent life and vigorously complying with statutory bans on the federal funding of abortion. Later on in the chapter on the Department of Health and Human Services, Roger Severino, a former Trump White House official, wrote, quote, the secretary should pursue a robust agenda to protect the fundamental right to life. From the moment of conception, every human being possesses inherent dignity and worth. Abortion and euthanasia are not health care. He doesn't stop there. On medication abortion, he writes, abortion pills pose the single greatest threat to unborn children in a post-Roe world. FDA should therefore reverse its approval of chemical abortion drugs because the politicized approval process was illegal from the start, end quote. Project 2025 aims to prevent abortion from the moment of conception, which would likely involve establishing so-called personhood rights for embryos and fetuses. It aims to crack down on so-called abortion tourism, instances in which women travel to liberal states to seek abortions. It proposes using the Comstock Act to prosecute people who send abortion pills by mail. It aims to take away most medication abortion altogether. Trump and the Trump-controlled RNC seem to understand that abortion is, in fact, or at least abortion bans are a losing issue for them. Americans widely and ever increasingly support access to safe, legal abortion. A recent poll found that 70% of Americans support legal access to abortion in most or all cases. And so, here's where this gets tricky. Trump and the RNC put out their official GOP party platform this week. And this time, for the first time since 1984, the Republican Party platform does not call for a national abortion ban. Instead, this year, the Republican platform reads, quote, we believe that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees that no person can be denied life or liberty without due process, and that the states are therefore free to pass laws protecting those rights, end quote. Now, that might appear to be a softened stance on abortion rights. Many legal experts immediately raised red flags, pointing out that the anti-abortion movement has used the 14th Amendment to claim that the unborn or fetuses or embryos from the moment of conception are persons under the law and the Constitution with legal rights the same as we have. To see the RNC's supposed softening on abortion as anything other than an empty strategic or tactical move is to be willfully blind to all of the evidence before us. After all, by our count, at least 7 people who wrote the RNC's 2024 platform have close connections to Project 2025.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.